Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be that, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. Convince me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up? Ooh. Sorry, my shoebox is in the background. What's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Let's go. Let me say hi to the people while y'all come on in and get comfortable. What's up, the informed? Hey, boo. CC, what's going on? Corray, hey, girl. B-Lo, Quake, Miss Pretty Amazing, Cross Country Cruiser, what's up? Hey, Kenneth, boo. What's up, Chuck? Hey, Cheryl C. Jones. Lovely Nola, I'm sending you loves and hugs. You're not feeling too well today. I know you are still going through your recovery, and we're going to keep you lifted up, honey. Keep you lifted up. I hope you feel better. You relax, okay? Complex, Emily B, Brandon, what's going on, y'all? Hey, Mia. Hey, Italia. Another round. What's up, sis? You can't see nothing? Can y'all see me? Oh, let me know if y'all can see me. Another round says she can't see me. What's up, Dish 88? Nap Queen, New Orleans. What's going on, boo? Hey, Drizzy. Hey, everyone. Is it crazy that I cry? Listen. We about to get to that. We gonna get to that. What's up, R&D Diva? Hey, Lou Jones. What's up, girl? Is that Monique Taylor? Hey. You see me? Okay, it might just be you another round. We might need to go out and come back in, boo. Everybody say they can see me. Hey, Montrez. Hey, everybody. If I missed you, charge it to my head and not my heart. So, look, y'all. Listen. I was minding my business at work today. I was minding my business at work today. And Abby posted in the Justice League chat that they done took Dolly. And where I am now, the internet sucks. So I couldn't open anything up on my phone. Because I was like, she must be playing. Maybe Dolly's sick. Like, I did not. Because Dolly has been sick. Like, we know Dolly's been sick. Right? Dolly has been sick. And when I was able to finally get enough cell service, like internet service, to verify the situation, y'all, I was no good. I really was. I mean, like no bullshit. I was no good. Baby, I love me some Dolly Parton. Like, y'all know, we have talked about Dolly Parton. I love me some Dolly Parton. Like, Dolly Parton is just a good person. Like, I don't know that woman personally, but I know that nothing publicly has ever been done or said to make me feel like that woman wasn't a good woman. I remember years ago, this was probably, maybe about 15 years ago, I went to a conference when I worked at the nonprofit and I worked at a nonprofit for special needs. So we went to this conference. It was in Memphis. I do not remember what the organization was, but it was all about providing services for students with special needs and that kind of thing. And I remember having lunch. It was myself at the time. It was my supervisor at the time. We were having lunch. Um, we were at lunch, and we ended up eating with this white woman, like mid-aged white woman, and this young guy, um, teenager, her son, who clearly he had some special needs. And we just got to talking, we were just general regular lunch conversation. And we were in Memphis, so that wasn't that far from, Dollywood or whatever. And I want to say either Dolly Parton was going to speak, or somehow Dolly Parton's name came up. I don't remember. I don't know if they were going to Dollywood or something. Somehow Dolly Parton's name came up and Dollywood came up. And I was saying how I want to go to Dollywood. I was like, I love Dolly Parton. I want to go to Dollywood. Like, that's something I just wanted to do. And she went on to tell this story about how Dolly Parton has this. Again, y'all, it was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details. I'm going to just paraphrase it to the best of my ability. Dolly Parton has this, I guess, she has special days at Dollywood for special needs student kids, or for organizations with students with special needs. But either way, her son, the young man that we were having lunch with, has been to Dollywood like ridiculous amounts of times. And he actually had a relationship with Dolly Parton. Like, over the years of him going to Dollywood, she got to know him and they became, friends. I say friends as an adult to a child, friends. And his mother went on to show us these pictures of the two of them together. And how they, like over the years of them time together, and she was telling us the different things that Dolly has done for their family and done for them. Again, not nothing over the top, but little odds and ends type stuff, and how he, went to Dollywood every year. And again, that was one of the first times I heard that type of a personable story about Dolly Parton. And again, they showed us the picture, so you knew there was some validity to what she was saying. And that young man, he was just, and he went on to talk about how much he loved Dolly Parton, and of course, in subsequent years, I've learned all about the Imagination Library and all that kind of stuff, and all the money she's donated and the different things that she's done. Growing up, I always thought Dolly Parton, I loved her because I always thought she was just funny. I thought she was just a witty white woman, and she was funny. And y'all know I love country music. I like country music. And so I always loved Dolly Parton. And so, but the more I got to know her and knew about what she did philanthropically and things like that, the more I got to really respect her and love her on a different level. She was just so talented. Some of her music, we know, I Will Always Love You, but even taking that out of it, with I Will Always Love You, but even like Jolene and 9 to 5, and I remember Islands in the Stream. That was one of my mama's songs, but her and Kenny Rogers, child. So talented, and she was such, and all day today I've been seeing so many like quotes from her. She said, listen, one of the quotes, and I'm paraphrasing because I tried to screenshot some of them, but I couldn't screenshot everything, child. Hold on. Child. But one of the things she said was about, she's like, I have gays, I got transgenders, I got drunks, I got drug addicts, I got this, I got that. She was like, and I don't judge any of them. All people, people of all walks love me, and I don't judge any of them, and she spoke on, this is a quote that I did screenshot. It said, I'm not offended by dumb blonde jokes because I know I'm not dumb and I also know I'm not blonde. Like, it's just it's just been some great things that have been said. Um it said over her lifetime, Dolly Parton donated over $500 million to education, disaster relief, healthcare, and child literacy in her lifetime. Um, so shout out to her for that. Um, Dolly Parton also, I saw a quote where she said, "Hey, my dad was a Republican, my mama was a Democrat, and I'm a hypocrite. Like it is what it is. Like I don't get in, she I do not believe, and I would have to, obviously I would have to search. I don't believe she really got too deep into her political standings, but I think just based on how she lived her life, I mean, I can't imagine she would have been cool with a lot of things that's been happening with this administration. It says that she did turn down the Presidential Medal of Honor twice. Both times they came from the Trump administration offered her the Medal of Honor, and she turned it down both times. So that maybe gives you an insight on her political standings. As far as that's concerned, can't say for certain, don't know, don't want to speak on it, but I think all right. So shout out to her for that. Really being tried. So unfortunate when we lose the ones we need here on earth the most. Yeah, it does. I think that's really what it is. Ronnie said her husband died last year. Honestly, y'all, I don't think she been right since her husband died. Like I don't. They've been married since 1966. He died in 2025. I don't think Dolly's been right. People say like there are studies that are done as it relates to people being, people dying of a broken heart and people dying. I honestly, I know it happened in my family, so I know it to be true. She would have been my great great aunt, I believe it is my great great aunt and his wife been together since probably since they were I know since they were teenagers. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure the exact age. And literally, she died. She died, and literally a week to the day of when they buried her. A week to the day of when they buried her, they found him dead on her grave. He had gone to the cemetery to visit her, and he had a heart attack, and he dropped dead. And literally, it was a week to the day that they buried her. And I just believe it to be real. I just believe it to be real. Um, and so I think because we've been hearing stuff about her health really for a minute. I think about 2 weeks ago she turned down. I think she was supposed to open up Dollywood or something, or she was supposed to do something at Dollywood, and she couldn't come. Remember last year they said she was going to do a residency, and she out in Vegas, like a short residency, and she didn't do it, and she said because of health reasons. And I honestly think that's what it is. My mother died 1 month after my dad last year. See, Chuck said he was concerned about his mom after his dad passed away. Yeah. It's just real. And I really think that's what it was. I really think there was a connection there. Yeah, a heart attack. He was heartbroken. Yeah. I mean, literally, that is how they found him. They found him dead on her grave at the cemetery. So um and I really think that, again, I don't know her personally, I don't know her family, I don't know any of the ins and outs, but I think that had something to do with it. I think that had something to do with it. They said that the family was shocked because she was in the hospital, but they really thought she was going to make a full recovery. And they said, from what I read, this kind of came as a shock to the family because they expected her to recover. My coworker, this is not funny, y'all, but I went to my coworker's office today. I don't have so many. I ain't got but a handful of people I'm cool with at my job. So this particular coworker, I'm usually in her office most of the time, and I went into her office and I had a whole fit this afternoon, right? And I was listen, I was having a whole moment. I was laid out, okay? I was crying. I was having a whole moment. And she was like, she was 80. I don't give a damn how old she was. I don't care. So I had a whole moment. What's up, Miss French Kiss? What's going on? They were together for 60 years. How do you live without someone after that long? Right. And they didn't have any children. Remember, Dolly Parton never had children. Carrie Fisher's mom, Debbie Reynolds, passed a day after Carrie. Oh, I forgot about that. They did die right behind each other. Wow. I forgot about that. Mm. Yeah. So they actually have also proven that women, especially when they do heart studies, they do have what's called a broken heart syndrome. After blue, they start developing. Now look, I don't even get me trying to say that word, child. Don't do it. Betty White was 98. What's your point? Wait a minute, what? Oh, you talking about my coworker, child? The no children piece makes it even worse. They live for each other. Yeah. And she was a family woman. Like her nephew was the one that made the official statement. And she said that, and he said in his statement that he was head of her security. And his father, which would have been her brother or her brother in law, was head of her security before he passed away. So she definitely was a family person. Somebody go check on Miley Cyrus. Listen, I think it's a few people we need to go check on, but Miley Cyrus, that was her godmom. So that's, and like legit her godmom, like not no fake. Like that was a legit godmom. So yeah, somebody, it's going, yeah, it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute. Exactly, Tracy. We got a list of people you can take, Jesus. And Dolly wasn't on it. Now, I'm sorry. Anyway. So that's where we are with that. Rest in paradise, Dolly Parton. Thank you for loving everybody. Thank you for doing all the things that you did for um literacy and for children and just being a great caring person. Dysrhythmias, is that it? Dysrhythmias? Okay, thank you. Dysrhythmias. Okay. Take all the politicians except the Obamas. But I don't know about all of them now. I ain't gonna say take all of them. I ain't gonna say take all of them, but I get your point though. Watching 9 to 5 and still Magnolia this weekend. You know what? Oh, we might need to watch. I remember seeing 9 to 5 in the movie theater, and of course I didn't understand nothing about it. They were supposed to do a remake years and years ago. They talked about doing a remake of 9 to 5, and it was going to star Jada Pinkett Smith, Queen Latifah, and a few other black actresses. And when I say years and years ago, I mean probably about 20 years ago. I remember reading this. They were going to do a they were going to do like a basically a black version of 9 to 5. Or did they do it? Did they do it? They were supposed to do a TV show too. Okay. I know for a fact Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin are heartbroken too. Oh yeah. What's up, Happen? Somehow Mitch is still sliding around. Mitch is not sliding nowhere. I'm sorry that you believe that. I know they did a Black Steel Magnolias and they could have kept it. And I really feel like they could have kept, if they had actually gone through with the 9 to 5, they probably could have kept that one too, if I'm being honest. Yeah, no, they were supposed to do a black version of 9 to 5, but I know they did Steel Magnolias. And I'm sorry, I didn't like it. Some things I just want them to leave alone. And Steel Magnolias, listen. I know that we black and we proud. I am too. I am too. Okay. But some things we can just leave them where they are. Just let them be what it's gonna be. Let the white version just be the white version. And I'm sorry, Still Magnolias is one of them. Just let it be what it's gonna be. Let the white version be the white version. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Everything don't need a black version. Everything don't need a black version. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all might not like that I'm saying that, but some stuff is okay that it's just a white version of it. It's okay. I'm sorry. Now, I need a black version of. No, we don't. A black version of fried green tomatoes would be terrible. I'm sorry, it would be horrible. Part of the nuance of fried green tomatoes is that one of the best parts of fried green tomatoes is the whole story of the racial dynamics with these white women and the black guy that cooked for them down to the Whistle Stop Cafe, and that whole story about her husband coming up missing. It would lose all of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I know. I know again, everything don't need a black version. A big part of Still Magnolias is the racial tension of the timeline in which the movie was made, and the whole story with the husband disappearing. And I'm sorry, I don't no, I'm not with that. I don't support it. I don't support that. Now, there's some things I'm okay with us making, a black version of, but that's not. I can't do that one. No, that's not. Mm-mm. And then there's some movies that I really loved and in the moment, but when I look back on it now, I'm like, yeah, no. Like, for example, Save the Last Dance. Baby, Save the Last Dance. Save the Last Dance was my shit. I'm sorry. Julia Stiles and a young Kerry Washington and the white girl having to move from the suburbs doing ballet and moving with her daddy in the hood, who was a recovering drug addict, or working down to the jazz club, and she sort of had to fend for herself. She didn't even have her own room at his apartment, and her having to go to the hood school and have to learn all the hip hop dances and go to the club in the middle of the week. I love that movie. Now, of course, I look at it now with a little bit of a different vision, but I'll still watch it. I'm gonna tell you now, if I'm flipping the channels and Save the Last Dance is on, I'm still gonna watch it. Now I know it, okay, but I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm sorry, that was my movie. Shit, that was my movie. Her trying to audition for Juilliard, and the black boy had to help her get her audition tape together down to the Juilliard. Mm-hmm. Remember, they was going to the club that night, and she showed up looking all white, and they had to blacken her up before they took her into the club, put a little scarf on her head and shit. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot wrong. I know there's a lot wrong with that movie in hindsight, but I used to love that movie, and I will still watch it. I will still watch it. I will still watch it. Um, But we don't need a remake of it. Like, let it just stay where it is. Just like Bring It On. Now, I was never a big fan of Bring It On, but Bring It On, so problematic. So problematic. You know what I mean? But it's a cult classic and a lot of people love it. Blacken her up is crazy, but that's what they did. And I know, and that's why the movie's problematic. Yes, honey. She needed to be more urban to go into the club. Now, Chuck, I can go with you on that one. Now that I can go with you, Chuck. We can get a Mission Impossible with a black female lead. I'm now that I can go with you on that one, Chuck. A black version of Beaches. I don't hate it. Did they do a Black Beaches? Somebody said they did one with Nia Long. I don't remember it. It must have been on like Lifetime or something, and I missed it. Did they do? You know what? I do think they did do one. I think they did do a Black Beaches. Why wouldn't the Black Beaches work, Xavier? Tell me. Tell me why it wouldn't work. Okay, I thought they did. I never watched it though. They did that already with Nia Long. It was on. Was it any good? Because I didn't watch it, and I know why I didn't watch it because I'm not interested. I love the original Beaches. Beaches is another movie. You can add that to the list of movies I was telling y'all about last night that me and my friends in college used to look at. Beaches was you can add Beaches. That was definitely one of them. The first Wives Club was good with Jill Scott, but that was a TV show. That wasn't like a remake of the movie though. That was like they made that a TV show. The Neil Long one wasn't good. But I think the story could work. A Lifetime version of a remake, I'm sorry, I think the story could work. You have two friends that meet on vacation. One comes from an affluent family, one, single mama, struggling 1960s, trying to break it in show business down to the Atlantic City. And then they keep in touch through letters over the years as they go through their life. Like I could see that. I think that could work. I could see that. You could have the little black girl from moving living in New York, living in Harlem, going down to Broadway, trying to audition for Broadway plays. And then the affluent one went to HBCU, and maybe she became an AKA, I don't know, and she went on to marry and go through the whole expectation and marrying the right person. I could actually see that. There was actually a book that was written, and I think I told y'all this book before. It was called I don't remember I think I told y'all this before because I couldn't remember the name last time. It was something like life ain't no crystal staircase, or because I remember, and y'all found it, probably was Tracy that found the actual book. And it's similar to that. It was about a young black girl that grew up in Atlanta in like the 1950s, 1940s, 1950s. Her family was like black bourgeoisie, and she did all the things that was expected, went to the college that was expected, married the husband that was expected, and then he ended up going off to war in World War II. He was a doctor, but he went off to war in World War II, and then he came back, and of course he was different. After he came back from war, some things that he had seen in war. But it's something along that line. It's like life ain't no crystal staircase, or something like, or the crystal staircase, or something like that. And they took a quote from the poem. I believe the poem is from Langston Hughes. I think Life Ain't No Crystal Staircase. I think. But it was a good book. I read it years ago. I would actually read it again. It was so good. What's up, nephew? Hey, boo. I never finished watching Harlem. I just couldn't do it. How would you feel about a black version of Misery featuring Monique? I would never see it. I would never see it. Oh, Octavia Spencer would definitely play. I could see a black version of Misery. I mean, I don't feel like there's any nuances there that will be lost. Um, yes, Sonny Hostin's books. Now, I only read the first one. I said I was gonna go back and read the rest of them because the first one was really good. But Sonny Hostin's books would definitely make really good. I think they would make good movies. Let me tell y'all what I love. I love reading books where black people are unapologetically rich, are unapologetically accomplished, are unapologetically living that upper middle class to rich life without any Unapologetically. I'm just keep using my word unapologetically. I absolutely love those. So Sunny Hostin's books. Again, I haven't read the rest of them, they're on my list to read, but the first one was really good, and I loved it. I loved it. It was good, Happen. I enjoyed it. I didn't read it. I listened to it on tape, and so that was good. But again, very good. Ciao. I can see Tasha Smith in that role. Ooh. What Kenneth, what you say? The people in the chat talking about you. What Kenneth say? Hold on. Let me scroll back up here and see what Kenneth said, honey. You are the wind beneath my wings. Yes. Hold on, I'm going to scroll back up. I went too far. Hold on, let me see what Kenneth's talking about. I can't find it. There was a book about Gone with the Wind from the Black character's point of view that may be a good movie and a different take on a movie about the enslaved. What's the name of the book, Chrissy? Now, that's another movie that I used to love that, of course, obviously, as an adult, I see it through a different lens. But I remember, and I'm going to tell you why I love it. I don't love it. I love it because of the memory it's connected to. I love it because of the memory it is connected to. My grandmother, y'all know I told y'all that, how about a white version of the color? I'm not doing that with the color. See, I shouldn't even. Why y'all didn't tell me not to scroll back up to see what Kenneth said? Why y'all didn't tell me that? It's really the memory that is connected to. I told you guys that my father's mother lived with us for most of my life. My father's mother lived with us. But I also told y'all that, I wasn't as close to my father's mother as I am my mom's mom. And I remember, back in the day when you used to go down to the video store, you go to Blockbuster and get you your movies for the weekend. And I remember one weekend, we went to the video store. I know, Paul. This conversation has spun off of Still Magnolias, what we were talking about. But I remember we went to the video store, and I remember my grandmother got Gone with the Wind. And back then, Gone with the Wind was a double. Y'all remember back in the day when movies were so long, they were double videos. And I remember I had never seen Gone with the Wind. I had never heard of Gone with the Wind. But I remember I sat there and I watched Gone with the Wind with my grandmother. And so for me, it's not so much the movie as much it is the memory connected to the movie, because that's a memory I have with my father's mother that I just don't have a lot of, of those types of memories with her. And so it's more connected to that memory. But I did enjoy the movie. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the movie. Of course, the first time I oh, okay, I've heard of that movie, Alice Randall's. Okay, The Wind Done Gone. Yes, I never read it, but I heard of it. Okay, I'm gonna have to add it to my list. Of course, my I didn't know anything about the Civil War. I didn't know a lot about the Civil War. I was a kid. I don't remember how old I was, but I was probably, I'm sure I was elementary school, middle school age. So I didn't know a lot about the Civil War, and I certainly didn't understand all the nuances that I understand today about the Civil War. So yeah. I'm gonna be honest, my first memory of Gone with the Wind was watching the Carol Burnett show and her spoof of Gone with the Wind. That was actually I saw that before I actually saw Gone with the Wind. There's a book I read. I promise you, once you read this book, it's like watching a movie. It's called Harlem on Lock. The book is The Beast. Harlem on Lock. What's it about? Quite frankly, my dear Scarlett, I don't give a damn. Baby, that's the coldest. Listen. And do y'all remember? Remember there was a sequel. Y'all remember there was a sequel to, well, y'all might remember. There was a sequel to Gone with the Wind. But baby, listen. When I tell you, you're right, Terrence, that's cold. That was cold. He said, frankly, my dear, he said, she was like, what am I supposed to do? And he was like, frankly, my dear Scarlett, I don't give a damn. Baby, yes. Oh, I love the Sound of Music. Now, the Sound of Music is connected to my mom. The Sound of Music and oh, shoot. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. Oh, The Sound of Music and oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't remember the name of this daggone movie. And I took my vitamins today. Yeah, I'm back on my vitamins. I took my vitamins today. Um, I keep wanting to say Miracle on 34th Street, but it's not Miracle on 34th Street. Um, oh my gosh, I don't want to say it because y'all gonna tell me because I know y'all gonna remember. It's the wonderful. There it is. Thank you. It's a Wonderful Life. I don't know why my brain was just gone. I kept wanting to say Miracle on 34th Street, and I knew that wasn't the movie I was looking at. But yes, y'all know my mom loves It's a Wonderful Life. I've told y'all that before. So It's a Wonderful Life and Sound of Music. I love those two movies. Mary Poppins, I love Mary Poppins, and again, watching Mary Poppins with a different lens. When I tried to watch it, I tried to watch Mary Poppins a couple of months ago, and I didn't watch it. Only reason why I stopped watching it because I ended up doing something else. But when you look at the women's movement and how his wife was so active in the women's movement over in Europe, um, it gives it gives a different perspective. Yes, that's my movie. I don't know if I've ever watched America on 34th Street all the way through. Hold on. I need to add this book to my wish list before I forget. Hold on. Hold on. What'd you say? It was called The Wind is Gone. The wind was gone. The wind. Put it in the chat again, please, Chrissy. I do like Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles is hilarious. Absolutely. Add the book Dominion. What's that book about, Xavier? I'm not just adding random books. Tracy said the bar is open. Hold on, y'all. Let's pause for the calls. The bar is open. She has a smoky apple cider margarita. Ooh. A spiced maple old fashioned. Ooh. And a toffee espresso martini. Oh. I want all three. Give me one of each, please. And for the non-drinkers, we have a hibiscus strawberry daiquiri mocktail. Can you give me one of the? I need one of the. I need all. I don't want the non. I don't want the mocktail, but the other three I'll take, please. You. What is it about? Y'all need to tell me what these books are about. Harlem on Lock. Really, be why are we talking about books? Are you practicing and writing your rough draft? I know some great self-publishing tips and companies that make ship your books so you don't have. I'm not. I haven't been working on no. Dominion is about a mega church told from the view of the first lady and her son's girlfriend. Ooh, it's like Greenleaf. Okay, Dominion. Hold on. Let me add Dominion. Hold on. DOM. Is it by Addie? Hold on. Let me see. Let me read the description. I think this might be it. Okay, yeah, I just added that to my wish list. Let me add that to my wish list. And what was the one? Harlem on Lock. And what was the Gone with the Wind sequel again? All right, I added that to my wish list. Okay. Harlem on Lock. Let me see what that one's about. HARLEM on Lock. Let me see. It didn't come up in my it don't come up on Audible, so I have to look at that. Um okay, thank you. The Wind Done Gone. Okay, I don't think that's on Audible either. But I'll add that to my Amazon wish list. The When Done Gone. Yeah, no. It's not on Audible. I have to look it up on my Amazon. Okay. Since we recommended books, I highly recommend. That's already on my wish list below. Judge Stone, yes, with Viola Davis and James Patterson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's already on my list. Give me all three. Dolly gone and all these. Yes, give me all three. Yes, because of Dolly. We gonna take a shot. Matter of fact, we might need to take a shot for Dolly. I know Dolly wasn't known for her drinking, but I might need to take me a shot for Dolly. All right, y'all, let's get to the rest of these stories. Y'all, we've been here for 42 minutes and we ain't talked about nothing but Dolly Parton, which is fine. I'm okay with giving Dolly Parton 42 minutes, but let's get into a few. We don't have a whole lot of other things to get into, so let's get into these few little odds and ends that we have here. Shout out to all the people that done went down to Gary, Indiana. I saw Keith Lee, Jamal Bryant, oh shoot, it was somebody else I saw today that was in Gary. Keith Lee, Jamal Bryant. It was somebody else, and Denise Williams, the singer Denise Williams. She provided 600 meals for residents, and she is also going to be giving out gas cards and vouchers as well. Listen, to anybody that's down, boots on the ground, or I feel like we need to maybe find an organization that we can donate to. I don't know. Actively Black. Actively Black. Y'all know the company Actively Black. They are actively looking for an organization to partner with. They want to go down there, but they want to make sure they're partnering with a legitimate organization. So if you know a legitimate organization, any of my my D9 family, I have my Eastern Star meeting. I think it's next week, y'all. We may have to look at some of our chapters in that area. Any of my D9 people or whatever, any organizations that you guys know, legitimate organizations that you guys know, please let me know. Did any of the Jacksons show up? You know what? I don't know. I haven't heard of it. The mayor was on Don Lemon. He was really singing Denise Williams praises and Freddie Gibbs. Okay. I don't know nothing about the Jacksons. You know what? Another round. This is how I feel about it. I'm not like, do I feel like some people show up to be seen? Sure. But if they're at the end of the day, if people are eating and people are getting what they need, I don't even care. I don't even care. I didn't pledge with anybody Italian. I didn't say I was in a D9 organization. I want to see 2300 Jackson Street, child. 2300 Jackson Street. Yeah, I definitely I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I'm just glad I don't hear any ignorance happening. Seems everyone was working together and grateful. I love it. I don't want to hear a bunch of that mess either. I really only want to hear positive stories. I don't want to hear none of the bullshit. Like, at the end of the day, you never gonna get 100% of anything. So are there gonna be ignorant people? Sure. Are there gonna be people that take advantage? Sure. But that's not what I want to hear right now. And for all the people that are like, where's the government? Where's the government? Where's the government? Excuse me. This is what y'all voted for. Stop asking questions that y'all already fucking know the answers to. And when I say this is what y'all voted for, clearly I'm not talking to the people who didn't vote for this. But for the people who voted for this, I am talking to you. This is what y'all fucking voted for. Y'all voted for an administration that plays favorites based on who voted for them and who didn't vote for them. So he's not going to send anybody to fucking Gary, Indiana. Why would he? Gary, Indiana is 75% black. Stop asking these questions when shit like this happens. Like, y'all think that the shit is, cause see, again, remember when it was Biden and the people was complaining when hurricane disaster relief and shit wasn't getting places fast enough. Biden was so horrible and Biden was so terrible. Well, I tell you what, it may have been inefficient. Let's call a thing a thing. The government may have been inefficient. But at the end of the day, something was happening versus where we are now. I remember that guy over on TikTok who I used to really like, Officer Udi, who I used to think was really funny. I used to really like Officer Udi, but I remember during the last year Biden's administration when they had the storms down in North Carolina, and he was all over his TikTok talking about some where's the government, Biden this and Biden that, and accusing the government of not helping the people out, not going down there, and he got canceled over to the he done changed his name on TikTok and everything now. His ass got canceled. A whole lot of people, myself included, unfollowed him. Because again, this was during the election time, and he was sounding real, MAGA-ish. And so again, for people like that who complained about how inefficient the response was, that is a fair criticism, okay? We know that bureaucracy is bad. Got it. But how you like it now? Because the government has already told y'all that they're not responding to blue states. They're not responding to areas that won't benefit them. And Gary, Indiana, even though Indiana is not a blue state, Gary, Indiana will not benefit them. I used to really like him. I used to love his little videos about his daughter and all that. Like, they were funny. But, that's why sometimes it's okay to not let people know. I shouldn't say that. I guess everybody have a right to feel how they feel, child. I don't know. But I don't need to know. Really give greater Gary storm recovery and relief fund. Okay, see, Golden, do me a favor. Can you send me like a link or something on Instagram? And we can talk about it tomorrow if you don't mind. Either email me or send me a link on Instagram or something. Chrissy said, I was also in Helene. No one was expecting it to hit where it hit, and that was part of the problem. Yeah. Gary, Indiana wouldn't benefit even if it were a red state, and I know everybody keep on calling the Jacksons. I'm sorry the Jacksons been checked out, and it's not just their responsibility. Well, no, I don't think, I can't speak for nobody else. I'm just saying, because people who are from Gary and people, I think that's just where it was coming from, but I understand what you're saying. Chuck said we need 50 more likes. Now, look, y'all, we lost 3 subscribers. Listen, at this rate, I don't know if we're going to get to the finish line. We keep going backwards. We keep losing subscribers. Okay? We keep losing subscribers. Terrence says there's a big difference between believing what you believe and not telling the truth. Facts. You're right. He was not telling the truth. That's facts. That's facts. And you know what? Can I be honest? That is probably one of my biggest issues with the whole MAGA of it all. You don't have to listen. Nobody is making anybody be a Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, whatever. But it's the lies. And it's the ridiculous lies. It's the ridiculous lies. I think Mike Epps is from Gary too. I know he's from Indiana, but I thought he was from Indianapolis. But I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for the jewels, Mr. Wright's daughter. Thank you, boo. Thank you. You know what? YouTube is on some hula la. Thank you again. Thank you for the jewels. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. I appreciate you. Like they want to call celebrities, call Babyface, call Letterman, call Mike Epps. Who is here this week? By the way, hold on. But he's going to be here in Indianapolis for his car show. Mm-hmm. Let me say this. I don't think it's anybody's obligation to do anything for anyone. Like, let's go there. I don't think, when I say anybody, I don't think it's any celebrity's obligation. I don't. But what I think that when people start reading articles about people who are from a certain area giving back, I don't think it's I don't think it's ridiculous to say, well, what about this person? What about this person? What about this person? When we know they're from there. When people, especially black folk, when black folk think about who's probably the most famous people from Gary, Indiana, I think the first people think of black folk wise are the Jacksons. So I don't think it was a weird question to say, hey, where are the Jacksons? Now, at the end of the day, nobody's obligated to do anything. You know, just because you're from a certain area doesn't mean you're obligated to do it. But I don't think it was an off the wall question for people to be like, well, where is so and so? Where is so and so? I mean, I just think that was just the question. Like, I don't think nobody's dragging the Jacksons for not being there. Nobody, at least not that I saw in the chat. Nobody's dragging them. Nobody's saying, you know, the Jacksons are horrible people because they're not there. I mean, I just think I don't think that's a crazy question. I mean, they did the same thing. When anything happens in a city, they start looking at the most famous residents and start asking about that. Like, I just think that's normal. I want to go to Dollywood. I've always wanted to go to Dollywood, but I really want to go to Dollywood now. Y'all know I already told y'all, but a couple of weeks ago that I wanted to do a trip to Gatlinburg. So we got to do it now, y'all. Now, I don't know when it's going to be, but we got to do it now. Yeah, I definitely want to go to Dollywood. Yeah. Um, yeah. So, all right, let's get into this. Let's go through the rest of these, child. Let's go through the rest. Thank you, C Golden. I see it. Thank you, Tracy. Well, I want to go to Gatlinburg, and that's right there. I mean, a 4-day weekend in Gatlinburg, we could do one day in Dollywood. We could hang out. Like, listen, I'm on it, y'all. I'm on it. I just can't listen right now. But I'm on it. And right now probably would be, y'all already know. So maybe, listen, I want to go to Dollywood. I'm gonna leave it at that. Target has issued an apology. We talked about that costume yesterday that looked like a whole minstrel show. Target has issued an apology, and I'm just gonna read y'all what they had said to the people. We removed an offensive Halloween costume that should never have been part of our assortment. It is no longer for sale. As a company, we got this wrong. And we are deeply sorry. We know this is especially hurtful for our Black guests, team members, and partners. Removing the costume is an important first step, and we are looking closely at how this happened and what needs to change to ensure that this won't happen again. I feel like they're going to blame the Black people. They're going to say that it was a Black buyer or it was a Black company or it was a Black this. They're going to find a way to blame. They're going to blame the Black people, y'all. I'm sorry. That's what I think. That's how I feel. They're going to find a way to blame the Black people. Listen, I don't know nothing about what's going on down to the Target. You know why I don't know nothing about what's going on down to the Target? Because I don't be down to the Target. I don't be down to the Target. I don't know what is going on down to the Target. Because I don't be down to the Target. If you still had a diversity, equity, and inclusion department, I bet you this wouldn't have happened. I'm just saying. If you still had people down to the DEI office, I bet you this wouldn't have happened. I'm just saying. Because somebody in the DEI office would have said, hey, bruh, this not what you want. No. Somebody down to that DEI office would have said, absolutely not. This isn't, no. This isn't what you want. Anyway. And this is the shit I'm talking about because a black person doesn't look at this costume and see racism. Black people do because of the history. See that when I talk about implicit like bias and like that, a black person sees something that a white person don't see. Oh, Abby, those cabins are nice down in Gatlinburg. Girl, you coming. When we go down to the Gatlinburg, Abby, you coming. Maybe next year, instead of doing books and bourbon, maybe we'll do Gatlinburg. It's about the same distance to travel for us. So maybe we'll do like a weekend in Gatlinburg instead of books and bourbon. And we can still do liquor because Gatlinburg is near distilleries and stuff like that. We could still do the liquor part. We would just do like Dollywood instead of the books part. Maybe we can do that next fall. And then Gatlinburg is beautiful with the foliage, like the fall foliage. That might be nice. Oop. Half Pants said moonshine, baby. Yeah, those cabins down to the Gatlinburg are gorgeous. They are gorgeous. So maybe we listen. See, this is how y'all get me. Y'all get me caught up in this bullshit. But maybe we can do that instead of books and bourbon, y'all. Maybe we can do Dollywood and moonshine. Smoky Mountain. Ooh, I love this. Mm. Mm. Oh, wait a minute. People magazine just reported that Dolly Parton died after a brief stint with cancer. She had cancer, y'all. Look at Tracy. Tracy done already added fucking Dollywood to the Discord. Moving right along. Baby, they gonna keep Sydney Starr ass in jail. Sydney Starr had a preliminary hearing today, and the judge said absolutely not. You will not be going home. You gonna stay your ass right here. So says Fulton County judge ruled Tuesday that Sydney Starr could pose a flight risk and a danger to others if released. The judge also expressed concern that her large social media presence could potentially create a risk of witness intimidation or interference in the case. Sydney's attorney asked the court to grant her bond, arguing that she has no criminal history beyond traffic violations and has never failed to appear in court and cooperated with the investigation. So she gonna be staying in jail, moving right along. Right, I feel no ways tired. Moving right along. Issa Rae is returning to HBO with the new comedy pilot 10 years after Insecure. According to the Jasmine brand, it says HBO has given a pilot order to an untitled half-hour comedy from Issa Rae. The pilot follows Menzel, a 30-year-old barber and aspiring sports manager who serves as best friend and unofficial confidant JB an up and coming boxer, and the two navigate ambition, insecurity, and the pressure of success in the high stakes world of professional boxing in Las Vegas. Prentice Penny, a longtime Insecure collaborator, will direct the pilot and serve as showrunner and executive producer alongside of Jax Clark for Hooray, that's her company, and Jonathan Barry and Dave Becky for the Three Arts Entertainment. So, all right. Y'all know I love me some Issa Rae, so shout out. You didn't like Insecure? I loved Insecure, child. I loved Insecure, but anyway, moving right along. Y'all know when it comes to movies and TV shows, me and Abby, we often don't agree. All right, moving right along. Moving right along. Shout out to California. They become the first state to provide free life-saving asthma inhalers to 10,000 schools. Shout out to y'all. Wendy Williams reportedly has been blindsided by a new Peacock documentary about her. The project will be spearheaded by her former friend and executive producer, Suzanne Bass. Y'all, I just... Can I say something that's mean? Baby, was Wendy Williams... I didn't really follow Wendy Williams, y'all. I told y'all I wasn't a big Wendy Williams fan. I didn't watch her show. I knew who Wendy Williams was. I remember, again, we all remember, if you are of a certain age, we all remember Wendy Williams' infamous interview with Whitney Houston and all of the things. But y'all, was Wendy Williams really this bad of a person? Because I feel like karma be kicking her up the street and down the other side. Like damn. Hooray. Oh, Hooray. Did I say Honorary? Hooray. Like damn. Xavier said yes, she was, but she still needs to be free though. I mean, damn. Just wow. That's all I got for that. Wow. Shout out to Amari Stoudemire, former he's an NBA Hall of Famer. He runs a 200-acre cattle farm where he sells his beef directly to consumers. Listen, with everything going on right now with the beef and the wild horses and the mysterious meat from Argentina, I mean, if y'all live anywhere near his it's called Stoudemire Farms. If it's anywhere close, listen, if y'all live anywhere close to Stoudemire Farms, y'all might want to get an account. I know we have local farms here where I know people get I have friends who get their beef from local farms here. The only problem with the farms here is you have to order so much. And I just don't eat that much beef. Like you just have to order a certain amount. And even if you go in, I know at one point in time, like people were going in and splitting up the order. Even then, I just don't eat that much beef. Like every once in a while, I get a taste for, like, if I go out to eat, I very seldom buy beef. Let me say that I very seldom buy beef. I will, if I'm out, I'm good. I'll order a steak in a minute from a restaurant, but I very seldom buy beef. So let me say that. Yeah, I'm not at this point. I don't think I'm eating none of it. It's a mess. Like the food industry right now is just, and again, it was part of Project 2025. Hate to be the one to tell y'all when the people were saying that Project 2025 wasn't real or it was exaggeration or it could never happen. Matter of fact, I saw something today. Hold on. I saw something today. One of my Instagram friends posted this on their Instagram today. Oh, did I lose it? Did I lose it? Oh shoot, it's gone. Damn it. That's what I hate about people Instagram stories where stuff only up there for 24 hours. I missed it. Okay, I should have screenshotted it. What? Hey, Leo, how you doing, boo? I'm looking for a local rancher for my chicken, beef, and pork needs. Yeah. How are you, Mr. Leo? Hey, boo. Leo, text me your number. I don't know. I went to call you. This was a while ago, though. I went to call you, and your number, I couldn't find your number. I don't know if I saved it. I don't know if I saved it weird. Sometimes I be saving people's phone number, and I can't find it. So text me so I'll have your number so I can call you. Please and thank you. I'm with you, although I do eat beef. I rarely, but when I do, I don't buy steaks. It's mostly burgers. I buy more lamb than anything. I might have to go to lamb, honey, because I don't know if I'm trusting. I'm not okay. Because listen, none of us are okay right now, Leo, because of Miss Dolly. None of us. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Wait a minute. New pescatarian here. I ain't had beef since the induction of Mad Cow. No supermarket meats for hubby, all from local butchers. And let me tell you something. My friends that get their meat from the local butcher, they it immediately started losing weight. Leo, we going to Dollywood in 2027. That's what the people told me. The tribe told me we going to Dollywood in 2027. I like lamb. All right. Okay, let's get through the rest of these stories, honey. Tina Campbell, the Mary divorce is getting ugly. Y'all know how these divorces go. The people have to start disclosing their business. And Tina Campbell, has told the court that she only made $4,976 a month, but her monthly expenses are $11,933, $4,100 for rent, $1,800 for groceries, $2,200 for utilities, and $1,300 in auto-related expenses. She also listed $400 in charitable donations, among other costs. Tina reportedly listed Teddy's monthly income at approximately $7,500 from his work as a drummer. Teddy filed for divorce. Yeah, well, we know they filed for the divorce. Listen, I'm not the smartest motherfucker in the world. But even I understand that if you only bringing in $5,000 a month, but you putting out $12,000 a month, that math don't be mathing. There's no world where that is sustainable for longer than a couple of months. So I don't know. It says that y'all have been separated for over 2 years. So how long has your output been more than your input? Now we're gonna get to the input in a second. We're gonna get to the input in a second. But how long is that sustainable? Because, and that's a major difference. 5,000, 12,000. That's a big old $7,000 gap. And I could see if your husband just moved out the house last week, but y'all said y'all been separated for 2 years. So that means he been gone. Janet Jackson said that she wants to do her own biopic. Yes. I don't think there's one actually in the works, but there's interest. Let me say this though, and what I'm getting ready to say, I know some of y'all ain't gonna like what I'm getting ready to say. Excuse me, and that's okay. Oh, I already saw that, Terrence. He said that earlier today. Yeah, he said that earlier today. Um, Let me say this, and I know y'all ain't gonna like what I'm getting ready to say, and that's okay. And that's okay. I love y'all anyway. If she only making $4,000 a month, that's her fault. Ooh, did I say that? First of all, how you paying rent? You don't own your house? You're not paying a mortgage? Like, cause you living in that. I mean, that house that y'all had down to the Mary, y'all was paying rent. Y'all didn't buy no house. Why are y'all paying rent? That's number one. Number two, ma'am, if you are only making $4,000 a month, it's your fault you only making $4,000 a month. And I know it's a TV show, and I know how some of y'all get ready to respond to what I'm getting ready to say. I don't care. I love y'all though, but I don't care. Baby, they begged you. Your sister and Warren begged you. They begged you to make Mary music. They begged you. They said we are on top. The record company is eating out of the palm of our hand. We got people calling us to do tour dates every weekend. We got the money is on the table, and you walked away from it. You walked away from it. Even to this day, people want Mary. To this day, people want Mary. People are always calling. Erica said that people are always calling. People are always calling. So if you are only making $4,000 a month, it is because you are choosing to make $4,000 a month. And I don't want to hear nobody say, oh, well, she was trying to save her marriage. Baby, that was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. Yes. At the time, you walked away from Mary because you was trying to save your marriage and you wanted to be a traditional stay-at-home wife because you felt like the man was cheating when you was on the road, so you thought you would eliminate. Let's call a thing a thing. Let's call a thing a thing. You didn't quit Mary because you wanted to be a traditional wife. You quit Mary because you wanted that man to stop cheating on you because you said yourself that every time you went out of town, that's what was going on. And you felt like you traveling and touring contributed to him cheating. It wasn't about you being no traditional wife, because if you wanted to be a traditional wife, you'd have quit Mary when y'all got married. You quit Mary after you found out he was cheating. If you wanted to be a traditional wife, you'd have been a traditional wife from the word go. You were okay when you thought life was okay. And let me be clear, I'm not saying she's wrong for that, okay? If you want to save your marriage, Jill Scott said she was walking up that mountain to save her marriage. Baby, if you want to save your marriage, save your marriage. But we're going to call the thing a thing. We're going to call the thing a thing. Now, fast forward, it's 10 years later and your marriage was not saved. Baby, you should have been on the phone. Calling Warren, calling Erica, calling whoever, and saying, listen, I need to work. My marriage ain't working out. I got these children to feed. Teddy ain't shit. I got to pay these bills. They still want Mary. We still want a fucking Mary album. I mean, I know I do. I mean, I don't know if I want it for her anymore because she MAGA. Well, she voted for Trump. But at the same time, baby, the gospel world will eat her ass up. Half of the gospel world is MAGA shit. Quiet. Listen, quiet as it is, loud as it is. Baby, y'all go back in the studio and make y'all a good single. or just go on tour, a Mary tour. Hell, they get ready to do a whole gospel residency down to the Vegas for the first time in history. They about to have a whole gospel residency down to the Vegas. Kirk Franklin took all them people out on tour. He did it back to back. There's money to be made for Mary in the gospel world. Now, here's the shit right here. Let's call a thing a thing. Now, Jay Walsh, Ray Bishop, hey boo, my gospel people, y'all tell me when I'm wrong. Y'all tell me when I'm wrong, because I know y'all know more about this stuff than I do. But here's the kicker. Tina, your solo shit didn't hit the way Erica's solo shit hit. Maybe the holdout ain't you anymore. Am I wrong? Tell me, Ray. Tell me, Jay. Tell me, my gospel people. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I like gospel, but I'm on the fringes of gospel. Y'all are in it. Tell me if I'm wrong. But Erica's solo shit hit different than Tina's solo shit did. Erica ain't stopped working. There you go, Jessica. Erica don't need Mary, but Tina does. And you told the people down to the court that you only bring in $4,000 a month. Ma'am, that is your fault. Thank you, Georgia Peach. Yep. Erica never stopped working. Right. Erica put out solo music. Erica did her radio show. Erica kept touring. Erica wanted to work, though. Erica never wanted to stop working. And when I say if y'all never watched the Mary show, if y'all never watched the Mary reality show, then y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But the people who watched the show, go back and watch that last season. The last season of the Mary reality show, which really was a terrible season. But that whole last season was them begging Tina. The record company was threatening to sue them. Warren, remember when they had to take Warren off to the hospital? He thought he was having a heart attack because he was worried about having to pay that money back because he took that advance from the record company for the Mary album. And Tina was, when I say refusing, Tina wouldn't even go in the studio, y'all. Warren was like, I wrote y'all these songs. Like, she would not even go in the studio and be like, she was like, no. Thank you, Mel Green, for the jewels. Thank you. That last season was terrible. It was a mess. But Mitch, child, Lord, their manager, Mitch. But Tina wouldn't do shit. If it wasn't Teddy, she wouldn't do it. Right. That was the season they went to Israel, and the people kept telling her it wasn't safe to get in that water, and Tina was going to put her and her kids in that damn dirty-ass water. Listen, y'all, the tour guide was telling her it's not safe, ma'am. It's not safe. It's not safe. The water is not safe. And she was talking about the Lord that she wanted her children to bathe with Jesus bathed, and that the Lord would take care of her. I remember when they showed the water, I was like, it had. And again, I'm not justifying that man cheating on her and all of those things by any stretch of the imagination. However, Shout out to Coco Jones. She is set to star in a Bel Air spinoff titled Hillary. It'll be built around her character. So shout out to her. Shout out to her. Miss North Carolina. The former Miss North Carolina. I didn't really talk a lot about this, but let's get into it a little bit. The former Miss North Carolina, who was dethroned after her racist social media was exposed. Um, I guess it was an account that she had was exposed for her repeatedly using the N-word. She's also MAGA. She's also made some homophobic type statements. And, you know, she was unapologetic about it. She was like, look, this is how I feel. This is how I feel. Coco Jones was already Hillary. You didn't watch Bel Air? Quake? She was Hillary on Bel Air. So it says here, dethroned and now suing. Brittany Bolton House went from Miss North Carolina, USA to the center of a full-blown pageant scandal in just weeks. She won the crown in June, and by August the 5th, she was stripped of it after old tweets under the name Sosa the Stallion resurfaced. Those posts from 2017 through 2019 showed her repeatedly using the N-word. No denial. And when she was asked if she would apologize, her answer was clear. No, not at all. Instead of owning the post, instead of owning the post, she's gone off I'm sorry, y'all. The way this is written, give me a second. She's going off on the offensive. Bolton House filed a defamation lawsuit against the Miss USA CEO, Thorne Bador, and the state pageant operators. Her claim is that they painted her as a racist and a bigot to hide the real reason she lost the title, her conservative Christian beliefs and support for Trump. I'm sorry, ma'am. You're in North Carolina. It's a whole red state. The people down to the North Carolina are okay with you being MAGA. Again, not everybody, obviously, but y'all know what I'm saying. Okay. The lawsuit argues that old tweets were just a convenient excuse. She says the real problem was her politics, her faith, and posts backing figures like Charlie Kirk and the Tate brothers. I'm sorry, you would defend... The Tate brothers? Wow. Okay. All right. The Tate brothers. Pageant officials pushed back hard. They said the decision had nothing to do with politics or religion and everything to do with conduct that violated their standards. Miss USA leadership made it clear that they don't tolerate racism or language that strips people of their dignity. First runner-up, Myla Hadley, has already taken the title and represent North Carolina at the Miss USA this weekend in Miami. Meanwhile, Bolton House is asking for damages over the damage to her reputation and lost opportunities. How did they damage your reputation? Ma'am, those were your tweets that were said by your fingers. And when you had an opportunity to say, you know what, I was young, dumb, and stupid. I'll never say stuff like that again. I will never, why would I use that sort of language? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I actually said those things. Instead of you using this as an opportunity to walk away and be like, damn, I fucked up. Let me clear the air. You were like, nah. I mean, I said what I said. And I'm not apologizing. I mean, that's what you said. You were like, nah. Ma'am, they went to you and said, will you apologize? And you said, nah. Let me be clear. And again, anything can happen in a court of law. But what I do know is, you know, when you into these kinds of things, you sign off on that kind of shit. Hell, we know they stripped Vanessa Williams. You sign off on that type of on those types of things. I mean, you sign off on that shit. So they had a right to strip you if you were using language that they felt to be unbecoming to represent the state of North Carolina. They absolutely can represent that. Right. You signed a code of conduct, ma'am. It was all kinds of shit you're not allowed to do. We watched the documentary. We watched the documentary on the Miss America. Child, they not allowed to do a whole lot of shit. Girl, go sit down somewhere. Go on now. Go, go on now. No, they didn't reinstate Vanessa Williams. I think they apologized though. You mean like did they reinstate her like now, like present day? I believe they apologized. I believe they offered in a formal apology, but I don't think they reinstated. I could be wrong though. I don't remember. Baby, just Vanessa, that might have been the best thing to happen to Vanessa Williams. Once the initial embarrassment of it was all over with, baby, Vanessa Williams went on. Vanessa Williams was a child. That might have been the best thing that ever happened to her. I remember they apologized to Vanessa Williams, and she's one of the judges. She's one of them. Yeah, I mean, I remember when Vanessa Williams first dropped her first single after she The Right Stuff was her first single, and I remember her dropping that. And I remember, again, I was a kid, but I remember watching that video, honey, probably Friday night video because it was nighttime, so I was probably watching like Friday night videos or we used to have a local video show here called the Music Video Connection or something like that with Candy Shannon, baby. I remember Candy Shannon, and I remember when she dropped that The Right Stuff, baby. I don't wanna miss out on the right stuff, baby. I remember that video. I said, "Get it, bitch. You better get it. Sing it. Nah, 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 nah. I was like, yes. You better get it, Vanessa." Yeah, and Dreaming. That was my shit. Still is. Dreaming is still a bop. If it come on, I'm singing. I'm stopping. We're going to have a whole moment. I'll be dreaming. Yes, Vanessa. Fuck them hoes. Vanessa's still alive and kicking. Baby, Vanessa is over there in London starring in the stage version of The Devil Wears Prada over in London. She been over there for like 2 years doing that. She all right. Fuck them hoes. I begged my mom to buy that album for me. I remember that. I had that. I don't know if I ever had, if I'm being honest, I don't know if I ever had that album. I don't think I ever had that album. I know I had the single at some point in time. I had the single. I don't know if I had that on my iPod. Like at one point in time, I downloaded it, but I know I had the single Dreaming. I don't know if I ever had. Yeah, honey, she doing TikToks and everything, looking good, and is. I still love her and Ugly Betty. Ugly Betty is. I might have to revisit Ugly Betty. I might have to go back and binge Ugly Betty. That was my shit back in the day. I used to love that show. Yeah, she looked good. Ugly Betty was my shit. Oh wow. Mm. I just got a message. My email, my school district, it said that they failed to pick up over 1,000 students today. Damn. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. No. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me make sure I got that right. No, I'm sorry. 10,000. 10,000 students. Damn. How you fuck up that bad? Shout out to the Chicago Sky. I ain't really been talking too much about this because I'm just kind of over this whole I'm just over this whole situation of this asshole over at the WNBA just making an ass of himself and mocking this whole issue that's not an issue as far as transgender women. It is so fucking ridiculous. But Sky, there was a basketball game this weekend where Cantor Freeman, who's one of the assholes that have declared for the WNBA draft, he showed up at a Chicago Sky game versus the Indianapolis. No, it's not. No, it's not. Who showed up at a Chicago Indiana Fever game where he wore a shirt that had the definition of woman on it, and then proceeded to like troll the bathroom, like take pictures outside of the girls' bathroom. And then he went on, he got into a heated argument with the Chicago Sky player Cloud, and he was removed. He was Natasha Cloud. He was removed by security. He was taken out by security, and he has now been banned. He cannot come back to any more Chicago Sky games. And good. Shout out to him. Listen. The WNBA has also stated that the two men that declared for the WNBA draft are not eligible. They're not entertaining it. They're done with it. And furthermore, in the upcoming, I think in the new collective bargaining agreement, the language will be specific to use the word women as it relates to people who are eligible to play in the WNBA. And let me say this, and I'm not, because I just refuse to give it more energy than it needs. Let me say this. What we're not going to do is continue to allow people to make an issue that's not an issue. There are absolutely zero transgender people playing in the WNBA. Zero. There are exactly zero transgender women trying to play in the WNBA, like legitimate transgender people trying to play in the WNBA. There are a total of 12. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. There are a total of 12 NCAA athletes in the entirety of the NCAA that identify as transgender that are playing college sports. 12. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are not going to make this an issue. It is not an issue. But for this man to be trolling these women is an issue. And no, he wasn't any good in the NBA. Absolutely not. I told y'all this story before. I was out with a friend of mine who is, we were hanging out. Abby was with me that night. I think I told Abby this later on that night. I told Abby this. We were all hanging out, a group of us, and we were with a friend of ours who's transgender. Gorgeous, beautiful woman. Beautiful. And I was with some of my gay friends, and then we were with a transgender friend of ours. And I remember my transgender friend walked past a table with a group of guys. And I remember, well, actually, my friend that was gay walked past them first. And they kind of snickered when he walked by. They were kind of like, look at this, right? They didn't say anything to him, but they just kind of all looked at each other and kind of, you could tell when somebody, And then my friend walked past them, who's transgender. And their eyes damn near popped out their fucking sockets. And then me and my transgender friend proceeded to go into the bathroom and use the bathroom and touch up our makeup and wash our hands and do all of the things that people do in the fucking bathroom. And you know what didn't happen? Nothing. You know why nothing happened? Because it wasn't a fucking big deal. Because those men didn't know that she was born a woman. They just saw somebody walk past them that they thought was beautiful, and they were oogling her, and they were like, oh my goodness, she's gorgeous. We went into the bathroom, and nobody had an issue. Nobody tried to fight. Nobody tried to turn the bathroom out. There was no fucking issue. You know why? Because there is no fucking issue. Because when she went into that bathroom stall, nobody knew what the fuck was going on inside of that bathroom stall. I really need us to stop making it. Do y'all know how many times y'all have probably been to the bathroom with someone who was not born a woman or was not born a man? You might be surprised. You might be surprised. And guess what? You probably don't know because you don't fucking need to know, because it doesn't fucking matter. TMC Aries, I don't know, and eventually they might. I don't know. Right now there isn't. The reality is there's probably not enough interest and enough money in order for them to create a lane for transgender athletes. But eventually they may do that in the future. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can't speak. I mean, look, it was a long time before anybody was interested in doing a sport of a women's sports league. So that's just probably something that's just so far down the line. I don't know. So listen. Right. My attitude is, if it's not affecting you, if it's affecting you, no, then shut the hell up. KIM, keep it moving. Exactly. Keep it moving. Again, I really wish, and again, you can have your personal feelings about stuff. You can think it's an abomination, sure. You can think it's not of God. You can think that those people are going to jail, sure. Have your feelings. But at the end of the day, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you. I remember a couple of weeks ago when I was in Pittsburgh, and we went to the movies. We were with T.S. Madison, and it was a group of us. Y'all know it was probably about 5 or 6 of us. We were all together. We went to the movies, no big deal. When the movie was over, we went to the bathroom. Me, T.S. Madison, we both went to the bathroom. We went into the bathroom together, and it was in the back of my mind because T.S. Madison is more well known. It was sort of in the back of my mind that she walked in the bathroom. But obviously I'm not gonna make an issue of it. I didn't say anything about it. I just kind of, but I didn't want her to think I was hovering either. We were in the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. I washed my hands, did what I had to do, and I came on out. And we were outside. And her mom was with us. And we were standing out there. And at a certain point, her mama was like, I need to go in there and check on her. She's been in there too long. I think something might be wrong. And I said, Miss Mary, I'll go. Because y'all know Miss Mary, she walks with a walker and stuff. I said, Miss Mary, I'll go check on her. So I went in. What happened was she had on this jumpsuit and she was trying to get, it was like a tie. She couldn't get the thing tied. So that's what was holding her up. But I went in there. But can you imagine as a mother? Now, T.S. Madison is damn near 50 years old. Can you imagine as a mother to be nervous about your daughter going to the fucking bathroom? And at the end of the day, Miss Mary, what was you gonna do? But she was like, no, she been there too long. I got no something. Can you imagine? All the woman was doing was trying to use the fucking bathroom and put her jumpsuit back on. And I ended up having to kind of help her get her tie straight or whatever. But she just couldn't get her shit together. So she had one of those cute little jumpsuits that tied around the neck, and she had her hair was long, and so she was trying to get the tie. It was normal shit. Just normal shit. You know what I'm saying? But can you imagine as a mom having to be like, damn, I'm worried that almost 40-year-old daughter or 40-some-year-old daughter, because TS is in her 40s, that my 40-some-year-old daughter can't go to the bathroom without me worrying about something happening to her in the bathroom? And again, you don't have to, when I say you, I'm not talking about y'all in the chat. I'm just saying in general, you don't have to agree with people's lifestyle. You don't. But guess what? It's probably somebody that don't agree with yours. And you might say, well, that ain't of God. Well, there's a whole lot of shit we do that ain't of God. Be having kids out of wedlock. That ain't of God. Be getting drunk every night. That ain't of God. Be sleeping with 4 and 5 women at a time. That ain't of God. If that's how you feel, that's your, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm saying that, if that's how you feel, that's what I'm saying. So again, if it's not personally affecting you, it doesn't matter. It ain't your business. That's my 2 cents. I'm done. I done ranted. I'm done. A whole lot of stuff in the Bible that we do. I just got finished eating some shrimp earlier. They talk about, in the Old Testament, they talk about eating shellfish. I just got finished eating some crabs. I just threw them away right before I went live. I had bought some crabs this weekend. I had a few left. I ate the rest of them before I went live. Sure did. And I'm going to probably get some more this weekend because crab season almost over and I got to get my last little 2 cents in. Sure did. Sure probably will. Anyway, with that being said, you guys, I'm about to get out of here. We will be doing a teacher project. It'll either be tomorrow or Thursday. Remember, we're on Substack now, but we will upload the episode onto the YouTube channel. But if you want to catch us live, you got to catch us over on Substack. If you are new to Substack or you're not on Substack, it is substack.teacherproject.com. Not the teacher project, not 2.0. We couldn't add the 2.0. Again, if you are going to Books and Bourbon, don't forget that I think it's only a few people, but don't forget that and if you've already talked to me, I ain't talking to you, but it's a few people I'm talking to because I ain't heard from you. And if I don't hear from you by August the 30th, I'm just going to assume you're not going. So if you have not already talked to me, so I ain't talking to you, Chuck, I ain't talking to you, Happen, but there's a few other people on my list. If you have not reached out to me, then I need to hear from you. I'm going to send an email to the people that I have not heard from. But if you know you haven't reached out to me and you haven't paid, you need to let me know. If there's a financial situation and you need an extension, just talk to me. I just need to know because I got to put these orders in and I got to get this stuff straight. And I just need to know who all is coming. Final payment for the cruise, November the 28th, to pay for your cruise. Get that taken care of. It was another announcement. Abby's birthday, again, we're down to, everybody is still free to join us. Let me know if you're coming. But for the people that are staying in the house, again, remember that final payment is due by the end of the month. So I need that. And El Teddy, he asked me something. I got to respond to El Teddy today. And that is it. That is all. Alaska is still happening. I had a few people reach out to me. So if you're still interested in Alaska, let me know. I need to get the updated prices because remember, the prices may not be the same. So let me know, but we are definitely still doing that. Thank you, Ataya, for continuously, baby. Ataya is letting y'all know what's in that Bible, honey. Okay. But that's it. That's all right now, you guys. With that being said, I'm out. I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah! Peace.